Station 1. Please pause this as you need to draw things. Centipede, millipede, tarantula, and this insect grasshopper, and a crustacean, which is a crayfish. Station 2. I have a very big lobster. Pause it if you need to count antennas. Legs. I have a crayfish. I have a picture of a lobster, a picture of a crayfish. Actually, it's a shrimp, but it's similar. I have my exoskeleton of my lobster. You can see the jointed legs. It's hollow, which means it's an exoskeleton. It molted this. You can see the back half. And the antenna that fell off are hollow. Station 3. Station 3 is still crustaceans. I have barnacles and their shell that they stick their legs out of. They have jointed legs, so they are considered an arthropod. I have crabs. I have the exoskeleton of a crab, like this. And if I take that out, it's just sideways, hollow, sandy. I have a hermit crab shell. We know that they steal shells from snails. This is a horseshoe crab. These live on the East Coast. It's an arthropod. They have trouble turning themselves over if they get flipped over, but you can see all the legs. I have a crayfish that I cannot touch. And this is a crab larva. You can kind of see the head, but it's not easy to see. The antenna, they've got a weird looking tail. If you look at the slide just like this, you can see a little bit of those legs. Station 4 is arachnids. I have a garden spider, brown recluse, I have just a little normal spider and a garden spider. The normal spider, you can put under here and look at it. Oh, you're welcome. There you go. Okay, that was horrible. I also have a scorpion. You can see its little tail, lots of legs, little eyeballs, and a tarantula. It's kind of furry, much bigger. Station 5 is about spiders as well. And you have to read about spiders, mites, and ticks, and scorpions. Again, you have to pause the video. That's a tick. Pause the video if needed. Station 6 is insects. I have just an overview of insects here. Zoom in on some of these. I have this lubber grasshopper. He's actually right here. 2 antennae. You can see the abdomen is segmented. They actually have little dots right here. Those little dots are spiracles. That's actually where they breathe. Wings, they have 2 sets. The card wing that covers it, and then the, I can't really get to it, but there's a softer wing underneath that it uses to fly. A dragonfly. Abdomen, thorax, head. Let's see, I've got some flies. This part you don't need to look at if you don't want to. The tsetse fly, I'll just show you like this. This is a fly in Africa that causes African sleeping sickness. Tsetse in Swahili means fly, so this is the fly. This is a butterfly head. And can look at it up close. I will try to put that in the microscope as we're looking. This is the head of a housefly. In case you ever wanted to zoom in on that. Let's see, I have, this is under the microscope. I don't know if you really want to see this. You're not going to be able to see much with that. It's too close up with my phone. But I also have a fruit fly, which you've seen those. They come around on your fruit. They also are attracted to wine. Station 7. Station 7, I have a bunch of different types of insects. I have beneficial insects. I have harmful insects. More beneficial insects. Just for some diversity, here's a real walking stick from South America. The bottom's a female, the top is a male. And I have these glass containers over here. It's a cricket. You're just looking at the fact that they all have those 6 legs and 2 antennae. When you're looking for the sections, some of them are easier than others, but like with this ant, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen are a little more obvious. All the legs come out of the middle section called the thorax. Okay. Head, thorax, and the back part is the abdomen. You can tell a little bit better where they start and stop with this guy. It's a bee. Okay, so I had all these. All those. This little guy. Okay. This is a cool one. Station 8 is metamorphosis. So you are going to draw the cycle of metamorphosis. Here's one of a grasshopper. And if you want to look at those stages for real, butterfly. They go into a chrysalis. Here are a bunch of butterflies and their respective chrysalises. This is a container, so these are real butterflies and real chrysalises. So the chrysalis is where it goes from being a, basically a bug to a butterfly. It has these little fluffy insect antenna for picking up on scents, like hormones. So if it's fluffy, you know that it picks up on a scent or a hormone. I have this cricket. There you go. And this is some sort of bee. Eggs, gets into a chrysalis, and then it comes out like this. Station 9. Centipedes and millipedes. We talked about their legs already in class. Centipedes have 2 legs per segment. Millipedes have 4 legs per segment. If you want to read about them, you can pause it and read this because it has questions on the lab for that. Here's an actual centipede. An actual millipede. 10 are the echinoderms, which all have a symmetry of 5. I've shown you this. Brittle star, sea urchin. This sea urchin right here is the same as those purple ones that we see here. That's what their shell looks like. This is a pencil sea urchin that you can see in tropical places. Sand dollar. Sometimes sand dollars, this one is crushed, but like that. Sea biscuit, you can still see that symmetry of 5, which is in all of them. And a little brittle star, little sea cucumber right there. And the sea star. So just have to know what these guys, what's in this group. There's the urchin, sand dollar, sea cucumber. And then 11 is the mollusks. Here's a limpet, which the shell fell down to the bottom. Chitin. I actually have a chitin here. You've seen these probably in the rocks at the tide pools. And that is the shell of one of the gumboot chitins. They're huge. Slugs and snails. Snail. It's kind of gross. Snail. And then I have ocean snail shells. You can go in there. They make these shells by secreting this chemical. They're prettier usually on the inside. I have, here's an abalone, which is a type of snail, slug, snail. We talked about bivalves, having those two valves that stick out. Cephalopods being the octopus, the squid, the cuttlefish. Snails include regular snails, sea snails. I have a keyhole limpet. This is a type of snail that has one opening. And this is the shell inside. So you can't even tell when you're looking at it, but there is a shell inside of it. These are some ocean snails, a sea hare, a little nudibranch. And I have a clam, dissected clam. And again, we're at station 11, clams, a squid. These are the cephalopods. I have a squid in this jar. You can see its little orange lungs. Not lungs, gills. Squid in a jar, and then another squid in this jar. You can see its little tentacles. That little circle thing right here is the siphon where it can take water in and out to do jet propulsion. They fill it with water and then they spray it out. Station 12 and 13 are pictures that I'm not going to be able to show you, so you can skip those. But they are how insects camouflage themselves and how they survive. Actually, let me see if I can do this. This is hide and seek. This is image 1 for hide and seek. Apparently in here somewhere is, this is a flower, right? Somewhere in there is a caterpillar feeding. I'd love to tell you that I can see it, but I can't through my phone. Station 2. This is a spiny desert plant, and they're asking if you can see anything feeding on the plant. Ugh. I think those little red things are all bugs. Station 3. This says, is this the bark of a tree? There's a walking stick bug in there. 4 is, I think there's a moth or something in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. This one, there's a frog on the tree. Right there. And 6. There are leaf bugs in here. You can't even tell, but they're there. And 7, that is a leaf bug. Looks like a leaf, it's a bug. For the mechanisms for survival, insects are amazing at camouflaging. Is picture 1, we already have seen that one. Picture 2, we've seen that. Oh, here's picture 3 is new. This is, I believe, an insect. 3, and those spikes are for protection. Would not be fun to eat that. This is the protection. It shows a resting stage of a moth during the pupa stage, and it's going through metamorphosis right now. This one happens to be kind of see-through. This insect looks very dangerous, and the one on the right in the flower mimics it, so it hopes that it also doesn't get eaten, even though it is not dangerous. So the one on the left is, one on the right isn't, but it survives by looking like the one on the left. This one, let's see, cockroach question mark. It's a moth that looks like a cockroach, but it's actually a moth. And it's again doing mimicry so it doesn't get eaten. 7. Heads or tails. A lot of times moth heads are actually on the wrong side. So if you look at the bottom, it looks like the butterfly's head is at the left. If you look carefully, you will see that it is in fact down there. And on this one, it looks like the head's on the left, and it is in fact on the right. And finally, this is a moth whose wings look like a face, designed to help protect it. Okay, that's it.